Librarians, it's Karin Slaughter, and I want to tell you how much I love you. It's not a sick love, but it's a big love. When I was a little girl, I was kind of weird. They said I was a bit touched in the head in my family because I loved reading. And my dad recognized that that wasn't probably the worst thing that I had ever done. So he made sure that every Saturday I was taken to the library and I could just sit there in the air conditioning and read. And I love those moments, and I love seeing the librarians, because what awesome role models. I mean, in my life in this small southern town, it was really unusual to see a woman who was in charge. You know, even my teachers had to go to the principal if they wanted something done. So having this librarian who was in charge of the library and was the boss of the library was a great role model for me. And, you know, they gave me great books. They got me started on Encyclopedia Brown and Nancy Drew, and they tried to pry V.C. Andrews from my cold, dead hands. But a lot of the things that I love about reading were inspired by the library, even as much as like the displays that they would put up. I mean, I was interested in stamp collecting and bridge building and all those kinds of nerdy things that made me really sit alone in the library for many hours because the librarians had those displays. So thanks a lot for making me a disaffected loner. But also thank you for making me a writer, because I know a lot of writers got their start in the library. They read a book and they thought, I can do that. And generally that book was put into their hands by a librarian. So in my book, Pretty Girls, I actually wanted to do an homage to the librarians I knew. And there's a character named Helen. She's the mother, but I think of her as a swan. You know, I thought this character needs to be that classic southern swan that coasts along the water. And you never see that below the water her feet are paddling furiously to keep her moving. So that's kind of my thank you to librarians. I hope you enjoy that character. And I hope you also look up SaveTheLibraries.com, because back in 2008 I started Save the Libraries because the financial crisis had hit libraries really hard, and I wanted to do everything I could to help raise money and raise awareness for the horrible cuts that politicians were making in library systems. So thank you very much to all the librarians out there for all you do now and for all you did for those little girls and little boys years ago who wanted to be writers.